MacGregor, and I'm here at the Bogbane Adventure Farm up in the Musician's Snug. And I'm going to be doing a series of little snippets to try and enlighten folk as to some of the secrets of Scottish fiddle music. Over the years, I've often been asked what makes Scottish fiddle music work, and what are the tricks and tips that can help to make your playing sound more Scottish. A lot of people focus in on the left hand and getting the grace notes, but for me the most important thing, I think, to start with is getting a control of the right hand and the bow. The bow is really what articulates all your music, and you have to be very, very careful with what you're doing with it, and you can use it to express your music the way you want to. Starting off, really, I mean, as basically as just looking at how people hold the bow. The thumb must always be in here, in between the frog and the stick here. And it must be bent as well to allow flexibility down this part of the thumb and the wrist. So it must be bent in there. I always believe that the fingers should be spread across something like that with the pinky on. There are many players who manage to play without the pinky on the bottom end of the stick. I don't know how they do it. There are many great players who do that. But for ease, when you're starting, it's probably a lot easier to get full control of the bow to allow you to get that pinky there, because if you have it sitting here without it, you'll feel the weight will tip it over and you'll lose control of the top end of the bow here. And having that pinky there allows you to have full control of the bow. What you want in a lot of Scottish music is to be able to get dynamics into the phrasing of music. This is probably what makes it a lot more different from a lot of the Irish fiddle players, in that we're able to, a lot of the tunes and the slow airs and some of the marches and some of the slow strathspeys require a lot more of, I suppose, classical stylistics within it, so they require an awful lot more bow. So we really should be looking at that. Also, the bow is what creates your tone and your voice. So if you want a nice clear tone, this is what you've got to be looking at. So I would say, once you've mastered getting hold of the bow and getting it like that, and being able to hold it just above the strings, and just practice even before you even touch the strings, just being able to take it up and down, and you want this kind of swan's neck kind of idea. The bow should also be on the outside, so it's turned in, the hair should be kind of facing you there. So if you're going for a nice clean sound, you'll get this. Just do something as simple as that. Even if you've been playing for a few years, just take the bow and just up and down very, very gently, and just trying to get a nice clear sound without bouncing and bobbling all over the place. Then when you're going to do, once you've got that mastered and you're quite happy with that, just take it on single notes, so you're just going straight up the skill. You're not having to concentrate about your left hand at all. You can solely focus on getting this right hand right. So you want all that nice and clean and smooth movements up and down there. Once you've got that mastered and you're quite happy with that, just try joining these up in slurs. Slurs are very important in Scottish music. They're used a lot to just help with phrasing. So you go. So you've got them in pairs. So you're starting there. And then try them doing three in the one bow. Or in four, as in that case. And then try and get all of them in one bow. Just trying to do these nice and smoothly. Practice that before you practice any tune, and practice standing in front of a mirror, looking at how your bow goes up and down. And quite often you'll see bows slipping off to the side like that. That has a lot to do with the arm being too tucked in, too tight in against the body, and you end up with it slipping down like that. You'll also see, people will say to me that they get an awful lot of a bouncy bow kind of technique. It's not a technique, a mistake that comes up quite a lot is when bows bounce all over the place. Again, that probably has a lot to do with not having a good, secure grip off the bow. Even in that march I played you at the beginning there. Even in that first phrase where we've got an up bow there, and a second note being added onto that first note there. That's what brings that tune to life right from the very beginning. You're getting a nice clean, strong first note, and it's these ones down at the base of the bow that are giving it that little bit of a kick and a bit of a lift. Just take phrases like that and toy about with them and play about with them and see if making a note longer or shorter works. But I normally would say that sticking these two, if you're starting on that tune, these two notes in this bow format should work quite well.